Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Touchline Pod. I'm your host, as per usual, Michelle, the ever faithful Manchester United fan. On the panel with me today are the usual suspects. We have Henry, who for some reason decided we should call him Testis. I don't know
Swagoo.
why.
Steez. This is Steez.
Or Swagu, as he said.
Swagoo or Steezy Steez.
We have Cass, our resident Milanista, and Nandi today, sporting a Nigerian swag. What are we
Up,
psyche? And
Super
we're going to
Eagles. Up,
start with
Super
you.
Eagles.
All Super Eagles. We are going to start with you because that's exactly where you're starting. The Super Eagles finally decided after so much, after such a long spell of being Super Chickens, Dead Eagles, whatever you want to call them for what they've been doing, they decided to be Super Eagles this time under the new coach, Eric Shell or Eric Shelle. How do you call the name? How do you call his name, the new coach? Anybody want to help
Eric
me out here?
Sher. Eric Sher. Like when you
Yeah,
back.
Okay, Eric Shell.
yeah. Is it
For the
Eric
first
Schelle?
time in a long time, Eric Michel. Okay, thank you.
Is it?
Thank
I
you.
thought it's
For the
Eric.
first time in a long time,
I thought it's Eric
that's his
Steez.
name. Oh, Jesus Christ, save my soul. Um, you need to put on those glasses. It's covering a lot of things. It's covering more than your eyes. So for the first time in a long time, I heard nothing but positives from people that were watching Nigerian match. I was not able to watch it because of the timing, and I was whatever doing something, 8 hours straight down the lane, sleeping at night. So I was not able to watch the Nigerian match. But when I even watched the highlights, it was all Nigeria, and it started making me feel like I missed out a lot. So with the person sporting the Nigerian swag, and you're going to start with us. Did you watch the match, or you just saw the highlights and you want to get on the bandwagon of the glory?
No. As a true patriot, as a fellow Nigerian, I just decided to wear my jersey today for today's podcast. What are the
And,
what do
and
you
for the
call
fair,
the things
and
that
all the
really
while I've known
happened?
you, I didn't know you had a Nigerian jersey until Nigeria finally
I'm
won.
like I'm like
It's okay.
three. I wear them. I don't wear them a lot. I wear
It's
them when
okay.
my
We are
country is making me
Nigerians.
proud.
Our
Yes.
guy always told us before. You have to claim relationship. You came over that song today. Okay, today did you see anything about the match? Did you see the match other than the highlight?
Eh.
I saw a bit, just a fair bit of the match because um, if not that our football has actually gone down the drain relatively, we we shouldn't we should celebrate every victory, yes, but then we should not have been a bit skeptic about playing a Rwanda national team. I know football has grown generally everywhere, but we have a very good team overall, from the centre back to the midfield to the attack. We have a very good keeper as well. So I wasn't expecting much. The 2-0 was fair. We could have gotten more goals, but then we stopped at two, soft pedaled a little bit. But then overall, I'll give it to the team. They tried, they gave their best. So yeah, I won't really say much. Yeah, and let's just see what happens in the next game.
No, you actually have to say more. Henry, please say more. I think there's more needs to be said about the performance in Nigeria, because if they did not play well, you would have actually insulted them here. You'd be the first person to say they went to draw against the team that does not have Chelsea. So Henry, oh God, this your glasses is giving me 90s celebrity nightclub vibe.
It's not you to say it as it is. It's giving you PTSD. Don't worry.
We
It's
come. We
giving me
come with the heat.
PTSD.
We come with the heat. Well, in respect to the game, first of all, I think I'd just like to say it's good to see a coach that sort of he looks physically fit. Do you know what I mean? And you can somewhat just see how that reflects into the team. I'm not saying the older guys that have coached us are bad. I prefer coaches that don't get involved personally, but I think for this Nigerian team, it's a good thing that we are seeing someone that wants to, or at least can get involved with the players. In saying that, I think how he has set up the team we cannot really. So I saw an extended highlight for the game for this sole purpose because I knew we were going to talk about it. And I think how he has set up sales for the game eventually would pan out. But for that game, individual brilliance did play. It's shown, or at least from the clips I saw, it's shown that our player had a bit more quality in the sense holding the ball, progressing the ball. Um, and the little thing I think I could pick out was the fact players like Iwobi and our midfield in general were really progressing the ball. So that's a good thing to see, not just with Nigeria, but African football. Because on the other hand, I saw an extended highlight for Ghana as well. They also had a very, very good football game. And then obviously the North American countries tend to, have that thought about they
Yeah.
do like progressing the ball. So it's really good seeing that in our game, West Africa and just general across Africa. But players like it will be from the videos, the highlights I saw, really were on the front foot and willing to exploit spaces or use their striker. So, and in terms of using striker, we had about 2 or 3 quality strikers in that game alone. So, for instance, our setup, which technically is not necessary, like I said, necessarily the most obvious, but having someone like what's his name, Osimhen
Is
in
it?
front, yeah, it gives you
Yes,
that
amen.
confidence to do things, and I think because they also play at very high levels. So we're talking Osimhen, Iwobi, Lukman, and Simon. Because they play at that high level, they tend to just know how to. Again, I pointed out individual brilliance. They tend to know how to just play with themselves. And one other thing I noticed with the coach was playing Lukman in 10. I think that was a very good change, just because Lukman is much more, I think, agile than Iwobi, and he has that strength or
Yeah, I'm
that
with you on that. I will agree on that.
agility. Yeah. And then having Moses Simon, because attacking, it would very much seem as though Lukman and Simon are playing together with Osimhen, while it will be, even if it's on that 11 part, would be the person to get the ball from the midfield and then present to um, the strike.
Nice analysis. Thank you very much. I was actually thinking you would have mentioned how well Osimhen took his goals. That
Well,
actually
I was gonna
impressed.
go there. If you,
Yeah.
I mean, he had the chance to score more than 2 goals, but again, individual brilliance. He was very cool and calm with that finish. It's good to see us play like that, and hopefully, yeah, we
Okay.
move.
So from what you have said, that was going to bring me to the next topic, but I think you've already addressed it. Having a coach that's getting involved with players. So I would say from you, from what you said, I can say that you have a lot of hope for Nigeria moving forward under the new coach. Um, so that means you like to, I will want Nnamdi and Tunde to chip in on this, what they think. I have my own reservations, but we'll hear from Tunde first. Just
So,
a few sentences.
like I said, yes, I would be as brief as possible. I don't really want to say much. It's just the first game. Everything doesn't just the interpretation of the manager doesn't just reflect almost like immediately. So let us give it some time. It's easier to pick out and say, "Oh, we won 2-0. The manager is this," and then we'll lose the next 3 games. I'm not praying that happens, but I'm just saying, like I've seen it happen before.
Why is your
Uh,
life like this?
Amorim,
Why
Amor,
you always see that you always see the dark side of life.
no, 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 no.
You
But
always
see,
see
the
that
thing is,
side.
and that is the reason why I'm never disappointed. Even when I'm dealing with people, I always
Okay,
believe
yeah, I can
there room
understand.
for there room for people to not deliver as expected. So when you limit your expectation, yeah, you should be used to that by now as a Manchester United manager. When Amorim came, you
This is
expected something
Milan
entirely
man
different.
talking to me.
However, moving on, like I said, I'm not taking anything from the manager. The first game came very well. We played well. We dominated the game from beginning to the end. But then I want to see what we will do against other teams that play differently from the way Rwanda. And I think Rwanda actually showed us too much respect, in my opinion. But then that does not mean that the guys didn't play well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nnamdi, let's hear what you have to say. What do you think about um, Nigeria's hope moving forward under the new manager?
I think that there are two things that are present. This team seems more together than ever before. I mean, it remains to be seen as results will progress and egos clash. But as Tunde said, it's just the first result. It's a great start. It's a positive start. Um, we would see what metal they're made of against grittier and more annoying to break opponents.
Okay. So my own take is I'm trying to stop myself from buzzing more than necessary because um I'm buzzing firstly because the opponent, no matter how much we want to just chuck it up to its Rwanda, Nigeria has nothing to win against um oppositions which you would call lesser oppositions, not quality oppositions like Lesotho and the rest. When you look at Nigeria's group, Nigeria should not have, you say Nigeria should not have 6 points from 5 games playing that group, But then the first game, sometimes the manager's imprint is made on the first game, especially when he actually had the time. Osimhen told Mikel Obi on his podcast what the manager did. He called Osimhen and some other big players and tried to lay out how they're going to work and try to get other people on side. So that whole thing of them being together, I think that might have something to do with it. So if you have that and the manager has laid that down, and then for the first time you're watching Nigeria play against someone and they just appear to be playing with everybody that watched the game was impressed. The highlights even impressed us that didn't watch the game the full 90 minutes. So it's good, of course, but we'll temper it and see what they do against other opposition, more quality opposition, more opposition that has low block and all that. We'll see how that goes.